Welcome to Death Egg Zone, otherwise known as the boss fight arena.
Also known as
which
the most
involves
depressing
timing,
level
which
music
means
in
Ari
history.
would die a lot.
Silver Sonic? It's no use. Give up. Dead.
Nice.
To be
In the time
completely
it took you to die, speedrunners can kill that boss.
So here's that Sonic 2 boss. I had to put it in for this. It actually fit perfectly. Now, once again, I've never seen this boss before. I've never watched anyone do this. I've never played this myself. I never even knew that Silver Sonic existed until I saw Death Battle, Eggman versus Dr. Wily.
This is pretty much like a prototype almost for Metal Sonic.
Even though this game was supposed to be was it Sonic CD came out first and then this game, or this game then CD?
Nah, Sonic CD came after 2, I think.
Well, even though
Or they made them about the same time, probably. No in development cycles.
Anyway, so I guess it's. Can you call this a homage to Metal Sonic? Since CD was supposed to be 2 anyway.
He actually came first. If you guys want to go into some unnecessary trivia, Silver Sonic is actually Eggman's hovercraft modified.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's basically how Silver Sonic made it. Modified to be a clone of Sonic.
Also, I really like what I got to do, which was like the little spin dash thing that we were doing, where like I'm spin dashing at him while he's spin dashing at me. I'm spin dashing over him. So yeah, this remix is done by Dumma, which did he does some great orchestral remixes. My god, I really wish I could use his music more often, but he has a strict little copyright law on this. Well, not really like copyright law, but he has strict copyright on this.
So how do you get permission to this one then?
On his website, he said that you can use his music as long as he has, as long as you give him credit for it, like at the very beginning of the song, in the description, as long as you don't say it's yours and all that stuff. And so I'm doing my little advertising for him, because he makes some...
It's my original, the song, do not steal.
He makes really good stuff. Like, I think the very first thing I ever saw him do was, the Terraria Boss Fight Theme 1. And that's already a great song, but my god.
I never really listened to the Terraria soundtrack.
You have to listen to that one. Yeah, I had to extend that one a little bit. I eventually got this trick going with this guy.
It's possible to hit him 4 times on that spin dash, but you gotta get the timing perfect. It's really annoying.
I got him 4 times once.
All I know is it's annoying.
This guy's easy. This guy is really easy once you know what he's doing. Every time I die was just because I got a little careless. But yeah, Zara, once we finish this, I need to show you the Terraria boss fight theme, because it is so good.
Alright.
And he's almost dead.
Almost
No,
dead.
he reminds me of the Terminator. I just gotta look at it. It seems like...
Well, 1992.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was influenced in some way.
And he's gonna jump over me and do a starfish. No, wait, no, he didn't do a starfish. Why doesn't he just keep doing that instead of like the little charge forward? Like, why does he do that? No, like the little spin dash was doing just great for him, but then you're just like, oh, I'm gonna charge with my face. Here it is.
Run like fuck, Robotnik, run like fuck.
I love how he's technically faster
Even you
than
won't
Sonic.
last long against this one.
Here we go.
Timing the boss. The thing that has made many a Sonic fan cry themselves to sleep.
Yep.
Sonic Generations was so much easier. Although it was
Generations.
Which reminds me, the Sonic Generations music for this boss is really good.
Oh,
do it later. By later, I think I mean now. No, nope, not yet. I'm still in my non-speed up phase because this is me learning the boss.
This boss is the earliest time I can remember in my life that I actually raged at a game.
You and me both.
and zoom forward. Alright, now I gotta go hit him. Fuck. Alright, try this again.
More useless trivia, by the way, Ari. If you play this as Knuckles, you can only hit him when he bends down.
That's the only way how I hit him.
With Sonic, you can hit him other times, but it's risky because of timing.
The highest amount of hits, actually, if you want to be really chalky with the game, before he even just does his first jump or rocket punch, you can actually hit him approximately 9 times. That is
How much health does he have?
He has a lot of health on this boss. That's one of the reasons he's so hard.
16 hits, I think.
Because the whole game you're used to bosses taking 8 hits, and then this breaks that rule.
Sorry, one of the Hatter bosses, and then they make it Hatter by giving him like a shit ton of health.
Well, I mean, he is a big bad boss. They might as well. I mean, wouldn't you just hit it if you were playing like an RPG?
Oh, that dodge.
The biggest boss in the game had about the same amount of health as like another boss. It would just make it easier. So I really do like this song, the original. I do find myself like head beating to it whenever I'm waiting for him to come back down. Also, there are 2 ways to hit this guy, isn't there? There's this way.
You can hit him on the back as well, but it's risky.
There was that way, and I got.
His hitbox is really weird. When you hit him, it sometimes does this weird stuff that you can end up inside him, and then he starts flashing, and then you instantly die.
Like that, kind of. What happened?
Yeah, kind of.
Except I got hit by the jetpack.
See that part there, when he's going to take off, you can hit him then, as long as you jump high enough.
I can, really? I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was completely invincible unless he did the little that.
You can hit him any time with Sonic. It's just a timing thing.
When do I start speeding? I don't think I did speed up. I think I kept all of this vanilla, just because it's the big final boss. Also, I like how he has an army thing on his shoulder. His little 2 downward arrows. I don't know what it stands for though.
Someone just put it there without thinking of it.
Oh.
In the design, it's like, this needs something, there's too much yellow.
I need some red on this. Well, you know what? This boss sucks because he doesn't have a cape on him. If this is supposed to be Eggman but robotized, he doesn't have a cape.
You know, yeah, they did that in the Sonic OVA though. That was cool.
And then he jumps again, and he lands down with this little thing.
I'm gonna try and do a hit count actually. Hit. Hit. Hit.
Get away from me! Go away!
There's about 4 hits. But again, it's timing.
You know, if Eggman had took literally 1 more step, I would have been dead. I got him. Oh. Sonic Generations music.
It just got real.
Whoop. Alright. Go. Wait for him. Yep. See, I tried to hit him there, and that's why I was just like, alright, I can only hit him when he bends
That's because you came from the wrong angle, you touched his hand.
I would hate to have to give this guy a handshake. I'd die instantly
right?
from it. Hey,
The business deal is done. Boom.
Hey, Sonic, high five. How about a friendly handshake?
The method you're using there, though, is more like what you have to do in Knuckles, and it's tedious.
So I did it the hard way then.
Yeah.
I win by default. Life.
In fact, fun fact, someone was saying they were going to stream Sonic 2, and they was asking what character they should do it with. Everyone voted Knuckles, and I didn't get it at first, and then I suddenly realised. Because of the last boss being harder. And it's like, he's being trolled and he doesn't even realise.
Poor guy.
Hey, I'm gonna play Sonic 1, guys. What character should I be? Knuckles. Seriously, Eggman, if you had stepped like 2 more feet, I would have died.
He just followed the pattern really on this. Although you don't see it very often, he has that other move, Zarin, doesn't he? Where he fires little Eggmans behind him.
No,
Yeah,
he does that. He does that a lot, actually. Like now.
Yeah, there. It's just you died before they came down.
You'll see them later. Don't worry.
There we go.
What a thrilling boss fight. Well, since the credits aren't really that long, why don't I just give my thoughts on the game now while we have 10 minutes to just sit here and talk about food.
Momentum and time.
So what are your guys' opinions on the game? Since literally we're just gonna watch me die against this guy multiple times.
I think Sonic 2 was the game that started that whole thing that some Sonic games suffer from, where a lot of the game isn't that difficult, but then when you get near the end, it's suddenly like, hello, difficulty.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Because Sonic 1 was mostly
Difficult
okay, except for Labyrinth Zone.
Labyrinth Zone.
But this was the game that started that routine. Like most of the
Zone
games
was
nice
stupid as well. You have to admit.
Marble Zone's easy. That one with the Scrap Brain though. Oh, now that.
I do agree with Ari that it's a bit of a style change completely randomly, because like you're in Green Hill Zone running around like there's no problems, and then suddenly Marble Zone where you got to be really careful.
Oh yeah.
This game has a better sense of pacing, maybe, I think. Although having said that, Chemical Plant,
I don't know, Chemical Plant was still running around, it's just that they added water. Also, this is where I started using save states, by the way.
yeah, I figured.
That wasn't Eggman just jumping up and down repeatedly.
It's like, why got to die?
So Zara, what are your thoughts on Sonic 2?
I'll say this. It's definitely one of those games that, to this day, I'm not just sure how to phrase it. It's one of those games to this day that Sega still takes inspiration from it.
Yeah,
A lot of inspiration, to be perfectly honest.
for a lot of people, this is actually their favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this or 3.
You ask people, yeah, I was gonna say, you ask people, they either seem to say this or 3.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Unleashed, in my case.
Unleashed. That's your favorite.
Fuck you guys. I like Unleashed. Everyone hates Unleashed.
Unleashed is okay. I just think the nighttime stages are bad.
The nighttime stages are good.
They're too God of War.
Oh yeah,
why is that bad? Why is that bad? If it's ripping off a good hack and slash, then why is it bad?
I mean,
It could be worse. It could be ripping off like X-Blades or something.
I would have rather had it do that because I want more love to the daytime stages.
You got generations, you got colors.
Not to mention the fact that they could have easily made those knuckle stages or something. They just had this really bizarre idea thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you brought this up in the Sly commentary, but didn't you say something along the lines where, like, the only reason it gets so much hate is because it was the game that came right after 06?
Not really, but everyone was jaded after that, so it didn't have much of a chance It didn't have much of a chance from the get-go.
I heard someone say that the only reason it gets so much hate from everyone, even people who kind of like it, is because it's the one that came right after 06 came out.
No, it does have some really bad problems. Eggman Land.
Eggman
Ha
Land.
ha ha. I'm gonna finish up playing Sonic Unleashed again. Actually, I mean, I have done.
In Ari's defense, I did have a similar situation to what he's having here when I first started playing Sonic 2, except I was using the debug cheat where you can turn yourself to a ring. So it was just like every time I died, turn myself to a ring, come back again.
Oh yeah.
It was like save states before save states existed.
So, what do I give my thoughts on this? Well, since I played this roughly a year or two after I played the original Sonic, I didn't have high hopes for how well I would do here, but I did exceptionally well, especially after I learned all the little nitty-gritty things about the original Sonic the Hedgehog that were applied here, such as the what? I don't have to go fast in order to win. So, I started to get the hang of this game a lot more easily than I did with the original Sonic. And I would say that this is a lot better than the original because whenever I had played a Sonic game in the past, I'd always needed my spin dash, and this game had supplied my needed spin dash, whereas Sonic 1 didn't. So, that helped me a lot with some of the things that I needed to get through. Another thing is that the level design, or at least the level progression, is much better than in the first game, because as SK said, the sudden change from Green Hill to Marble Zone is drastic. Whereas in this game, the change isn't really all that sudden, if at all, because you're going from fast Emerald Hill to fast and then platformy Chemical Plant into what was next? It was
Aquatic Ruin.
Aquatic Ruin into a platform, into another water level, more platforming Aquatic Ruin, and it went platformer from there. And the difficulty, despite, really didn't come up until that stage. So,
That stage.
until
Whoa, there's a big explosion in the sky. Better go fly and see what happened.
Time to go space.
I would say that the difficulty spike came during Metropolis Zone, but then it spiked even more in Winged Fortress. I gotta hate
Yep. I think the main zones people tend to die on are Chemical Plant Zone,
Metropolis.
Chemical Plant Zone, Casino because of the Night Zone because of the boss, Oil Ocean, Metropolis, and Winged Fortress.
And the final boss.
Oh yeah, and the final,
And the
obviously.
final boss. I think
Also,
that
another
explains
thing is,
itself, though.
some of the bosses go from like pathetically easy to brutally difficult. Such as like the first 3 bosses being easy, and then Casino Night coming out with one of the harder bosses in the game. Although I didn't have too much of a problem with that. And then even like some of the simpler boss designs seemed to prove too much of a challenge, like the Winged Fortress boss. With that one laser, all I have to do is hit it a couple times.
The music's out of sync. I'm sad face.
What?
The music's out of sync.
Oh well.
Oh well. Also, this is great. I miss when Sonic games used to do this, like remixes of all the level music.
Final
Yeah,
Generations
the
did that.
medley things, yeah.
Well, Generations did it, of course, because it's Generations.
Alright, so why don't I just go level by level? Emerald Hill is pretty much like Green Hill. It was really fast. I enjoyed it. It was really easy.
Original to Zone, do not steal.
Still the zone. Chemical Plant was not that bad. In all honesty, it wasn't that
It's
bad.
just that one bit, isn't it, that everyone freaks
Yeah.
out about.
Yeah. Can't remember the next one. Zard.
Aquatic Ruin.
Aquatic
yeah.
Ruin. Yeah, see, I can't even remember Aquatic Ruin. Boring.
No, that was my favorite stage.
It was almost like entering into Labyrinth Zone or something, just like outside
Yeah.
it or something.
Yeah, the outside of Labyrinth, kind of. Casino Night is really good. I really like Casino Night. It's a completely original idea. I'm actually kind of happy that they kind of rehashed it.
Original idea. I feel like it's an enhanced spring yard, to be honest.
Well, that just tells you how good an idea it was, because they kept reusing variations of
Well,
it.
Zard,
yeah.
Spring Yard itself was just like an amusement park almost thing, whereas Casino Night was casinos. It was more built off.
Well, I'm not really talking about the scenery. I'm talking about like the level design more than anything.
Yeah,
You know, lots
I'm
of
talking
springs,
about the scenery.
lots of shit to bounce on.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Hilltop Zone.
Hilltop Zone, it was good. I liked it. The music caught on to me after a little while of hearing it. It was good art design at least.
I think they were trying to make it like high up in the mountains or something, and they only kind of exceeded, because it was just like, we can't do draw distances, let's just put clouds everywhere.
Hilltop Zone playing right now.
Yeah, timing.
What was next? It was Oil Ocean.
Yeah.
Kind of boring, to be completely honest. Didn't really
Yeah,
find
that
it
was-
that interesting.
I like
It was
the
an
music-
interesting
I like the music
idea,
of the
having a
very
place where
stage.
this water was oil, but other than that...
And then Metropolis Zone was Scrap Rain. You saw how much I really didn't like. Oh wait, I skipped Mystic Cave. That bit.
Good. Mystic Cave.
That
That
bit.
one bit. There's a pain.
That's all. Metropolis Zone, Slicers, those starfish. Hate it.
Brain Zone Part 2, basically.
Yeah. Wing Fortress and Flying Zone, Flying...
Confusing and
Skytoots,
annoying.
Whatever. Yeah, I hated Wing Fortress. Final boss, well, we talked about it here. So, that was Sonic 2. We'll be seeing you guys next time in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Whenever
Where we'll be doing a Knuckles LP first and
No.
then Sonic, because that's what I recommend you should do.
Well, alright, I thought you were trolling. I thought you were trolling, like Knuckles LP of Sonic 2.
Yeah, he should
Knuckles
do
LP
that.
of Sonic. Yeah, no.
Yeah, he totally should do that.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yes.
I'm not doing Sonic 2 again.
You
I might go
totally
back
should.
to it later on. Like, I'm not saying that I'm never gonna play.
To be honest, the rest of the game is easy for Knuckles. It's just the last bit. It's like, oh god.
I'm not saying that I hate Sonic 2. It's not something I would go back to. I prefer 3D Sonic over 2D. Although maybe Sonic 3 can change that. So I guess I'll do the Knuckles playthrough of Sonic 3 next, and then I'll do the actual Sonic playthrough of Knuckles 3 and Knuckles.
I don't think that it's going to change your opinion. I think you're going to feel the same way about it. If you hadn't changed your mind with Sonic 2, it's not good. Sonic 3 ain't not going to change your mind.
Alright then. So anyway, next LP in the Sonic universe will be Knuckles in 3 and Knuckles, and then Sonic in 3 and Knuckles.
Knuckles and 3 and Knuckles. What?
Knuckles and Free and Knuckles, yo.
Knuckles in the 3 and Knuckles.
That
Knuckleception.
made no fucking sense, sorry. That was just like
Knuckleception.
the most gibberish I've heard.
I will be playing through Knuckles in Sonic 3, and then I will play as Sonic in Sonic 3.
And
See you
Knuckles.
guys next time. Both of you shut up.